Tonight marks a profound separation, a pivotal moment that unlocks your next season of purpose and peace. Protection and promotion are arriving together, intertwined like ancient threads of destiny. A divine window has opened, a narrow passage accessible for only a few hours, urging you not to step away now. A crucial revelation is pending. 5 specific kinds of people are being removed from your life so that you can finally rise unburdened and unhindered. In just a few minutes, you will hear the first unmistakable sign of this shift. Stay until the very end to activate it within your spirit. You, the central character in this unfolding narrative, have been weary, sensing a shift, tired of repeating cycles that drain your energy and dim your light. Your deepest longing is for peace, for purpose, and for an honest love that knows no manipulation or half-truths. Yet, an antagonist force has kept you tethered, an attachment forged by fear, by the gnawing ache of loneliness, and by the deceptive memory of occasional good moments. But a cosmic ally is at work. God's hand is moving unseen, rearranging connections that your heart has long outgrown. The conflict seed is planted deep within you. You yearn to be loyal, yet loyalty has been weaponized against you, used as a chain rather than a bond. You feel a persistent, quiet guilt for craving distance, even as your spirit relentlessly asks for air, for space to breathe. Angels are aligning your paths, blocking detours that would lead you astray. This divine protection is not merely a shield, it is a meticulous preparation for what lies ahead. Recently, you felt a sudden, inexplicable disinterest in conversations that once thrilled you, a subtle shift in your emotional landscape. You noticed more silence between texts, and surprisingly, it didn't scare you this time. Instead, a quiet calm settled in. Your dreams have been vivid, filled with imagery of doors closing gently, revealing streams of light behind them. Understand this scarcity frame. Within the next 24 to 72 hours, subtle yet undeniable signs will surface. Missing them now risks delaying your breakthrough, binding you to another year of disguised sabotage and quiet heartbreak. The most decisive signal, however, comes at the very end of this message. Do not step away. The character ensemble being revealed to you today are archetypes, not just individuals. The drainer, the doubter, the pretender, the controller, and the shadow. Each has clear, distinct motivations. One siphons your energy, leaving you depleted. Another seeds anxiety, undermining your confidence. One wears a mask of camaraderie, hiding their true intentions. Another plays power games, manipulating situations to their advantage. And the last hides dangerously close to your heart, often unseen. At least one of these figures is tied to you by blood or lifelong history, complicating your yes to freedom. Another invoked love to avoid accountability, confusing genuine care with subtle captivity. A secret promise was broken by one, and in a cruel twist you were told it was your fault. The urge to clap back, to expose them, may rise within you, yet your calling demands restraint. You will choose dignity over noise, building quietly with God's timing. Watch as doubt softens into curiosity, curiosity into resolve, and resolve ignites into holy courage. There is a specific phrase you will hear this week that confirms this removal. Details will follow in a later section. Your feeling is correct. You are not crazy, needy, or cold. God gave you discernment to honor, not a burden to ignore. Comment Amen now to agree with this separation and invite divine order into your life. Your engagement is your yes. Your yes is the key that moves what is stuck. Understand this. The removal is not punishment. It is provision dressed as distance. Do not leave. The next 90 seconds hold a sign you will unequivocally recognize. Here's the first clue to identity. The drainer leaves you utterly exhausted after even short interactions, even when no apparent conflict occurs. The second clue. The doubter reacts to your good news with caution dressed as care, timing their critiques perfectly to your most tender, vulnerable moments. Think of the last time you didn't share a win because you instinctively feared their response. You dimmed your light to keep their comfort intact, subtly betraying your own progress. God is not removing people. He is removing access to you from unsafe hands. Wait for the 5 identifiers and the one sentence that confirms each. It's coming. Some exits will appear as simple misunderstandings. You will have one chance to let them drift without chasing. Imagine a day where you do not rehearse your words before every call, where conversations flow freely. A micro-sign will appear. A late-night message arrives with the same old need. Your spirit will quietly say, "Not tonight." Cosmic synchronicity will guide you. You will hear a name twice in 24 hours. That is where boundaries begin. The pretender mirrors your language, but never your labor. The controller gives gifts to hold a debt you never asked for. The shadow knows your secrets and uses silence to steer your choices. You will not heal by proving you are worthy. You heal by choosing aligned rooms. The truth is about to intensify. Do not step away now. Like this message to declare you receive the next chapter without fear. Your future partner, purpose allies, and mentors sit on the other side of this release. Grief is normal. Mourning the familiar is not the same as missing your destiny. There will be an interruption, a plan falling through that saves you from a hidden trap. One boundary per relationship, clarity becomes the filter God honors. "I don't owe endless explanations" becomes your quiet affirmation. Forgiveness closes the wound. Distance keeps it closed. You can honor blood without funding dysfunction. Your creativity, health, and sleep will return as space opens. In the next part, the first 3 archetypes are named with decisive tests you can apply in minutes. Do not move. The next reveal is the most crucial so far. One of the 5 already sensed the change. Their test message arrives soon. Recognize it before you answer. This is the turning point. If you leave now, you risk repeating the cycle for another season, forever bound by the invisible chains of unaligned connections. Heaven is ordering conversations, orchestrating delays, and designing exits. What looks like chaos on the surface is actually a divine choreography unfolding for your highest good. The vague yet potent clues you've been sensing will now expand into undeniable patterns, verifiable from the past year of your life. Subscribe right now to anchor yourself to this journey. Your commitment signals your readiness to receive the clarity and freedom awaiting you. Stay to the very end, because the 5th identity hides behind a veil of familiarity and requires the most careful confirmation. Let us delve deeper into the archetypes. The first, the drainer, consistently turns every exchange into a problem you must solve, yet they never implement any of the solutions you painstakingly offer. To test the drainer, set a small, clear boundary. If they grow distant or even hostile, unless you perform emotional labor for them, mark their season in your life as definitively closed. Notice the familiar knot in your stomach, that subtle clenching, that often appears just before their name flashes across your phone screen. That physical sensation is your body's intuitive warning system. Next, we have the doubter. This person hedges your dreams with disclaimers, timing their warnings precisely when you feel most brave, most inspired. They introduce anxiety disguised as concern. To test the doubter, share a modest, achievable goal with them. If they consistently gift you anxiety and apprehension, instead of offering tools or genuine encouragement, then distance becomes not just a preference, but a profound act of wisdom and self-preservation. Then there is the pretender. They mirror your values, your aspirations, and even your language in public, presenting themselves as a kindred spirit, yet, in private, they consistently resist accountability and concrete action. The pretender's tell is insidious. They borrow your phrases, adopt your tastes, leverage your contacts, yet they vanish without a trace when it's time to actually show up and contribute. To test the pretender, request a clear, tangible deliverable from them with a specific date. Watch as their schedule miraculously evaporates, and a cascade of excuses multiplies. This is where destiny markers begin to surface through repetitive signs, synced numbers appearing everywhere, a particular song playing repeatedly, or a sentence overheard twice in unrelated contexts. These are not coincidences. They are guideposts. Do not exit now. The next 2 archetypes require a profound level of courage to identify and address. You have been editing your needs, shrinking your true self to keep the peace. Understand that this is not true peace, but a manufactured stillness at your own expense. You recently felt a profound sense of relief when plans unexpectedly cancelled. Your body recognized the misalignment, and exhaled long before your mind fully processed it. Within the next 48 hours, one specific connection will self-select out of your life. Let it happen. Do not attempt to rescue it. Comment, "I release what releases me," right now to align your actions with divine protection. That affection without genuine respect has trained you to accept crumbs, to believe you deserve less. That training ends here tonight. Your urge for vengeance, that desire to clap back, will transmute. It becomes silence. Silence becomes clarity. Clarity becomes elevation. Now, meet the controller. They meticulously track your movements, subtly control access to resources, and disguise their relentless pressure as profound care. The controller's tell is unmistakable. Their generosity always comes with strings attached. Their favors morph into invisible contracts you never agreed to. To test the controller, simply say, "No, thank you," to one of their offers. Their response will immediately reveal whether their actions were rooted in genuine love or calculated leverage. Remember, a relative may embody the controller or the doubter. Honoring them does not require surrendering your agency or your peace. Your boundaries must be calm, brief, and firm. No debates, no lengthy essays of explanation, no apologies for upholding your fundamental standards. Finally, the shadow. They are often the closest, the most trusted, the keeper of your deepest confidences, and the master of subtle, almost imperceptible pivots. The shadow's tell is chillingly subtle. They celebrate you profusely in private, yet they subtly steer you away from any room, any opportunity, where you might grow beyond them, beyond their perceived control. To test the shadow, share a new door of opportunity, a potential breakthrough. If they immediately redirect you to play it safe, to remain within your current comfortable confines, note that pattern. The exact sentence that confirms the shadow will appear later. Stay until the final section. Your courage is rising, growing stronger as you choose your future over their comfort. Destiny aligns as new allies appear when old restrictive ties loosen. Nature abhors a vacuum, and so does your purpose. A plan you depended on may collapse, and suddenly you will discover a much better path waiting, one that was previously obscured. You sensed a strange, profound calm after a recent disagreement. That peace was the truth settling within you. The window for easy exits is brief. Resisting now will only make the lesson harsher later. Like and save this message so you can revisit these tests before crucial conversations happen. Practice clarity. Write one sentence that defines how you want to feel after every interaction. Use it as your unwavering filter. The more you repeat your boundary, the less you owe an explanation. Say yes only to where you are respected, not merely tolerated. Do not step away. The removal is already in motion as you listen. Watch for cancellations, delayed replies, and sudden, unexpected honesty from unlikely mouths. This is emotional hygiene. Do not audition for rooms you were invited to leave. Your inner witness will tighten around manipulation. It will relax profoundly around truth. Loneliness is not a prophecy. It is a necessary passageway to the right connections. The partner aligned with your calling cannot find you while you play small for the wrong audience. The mentor you seek respects people with boundaries. This is your initiation. Clarity ends chaos spending on people-pleasing. Resources will return to their rightful assignments. Share this with one person who needs courage. Sowing clarity multiplies clarity. A repeated phrase like "not this time" or "I'm done explaining" will surface 3 times. That is your definitive go signal. Forgiveness dissolves bitterness. Distance dissolves cycles. You will not announce their exit. You will simply stop feeding what drains you. Ritually, write their first name and one lesson you gained. Gratitude ends the tether. Heaven's protocol: release, recalibrate, receive. No rush, no revenge, no relapses. The final part reveals the exact confirming sentence for each archetype and the 72-hour roadmap. The next 3 minutes are the most crucial. Keep listening. The shadow will reveal themselves with a caring suggestion that keeps you small. The exact wording arrives in the final reveal. This is the decisive moment. Stay present, because hesitation here rewrites nothing. 5 confirmations, 5 exits, one entrance into the room built specifically for you. God is cutting ties you cannot cut alone. Grace is the scissors. To seal your agreement with heaven's timing, comment, "I choose alignment." The confirmation sentence for the drainer is unmistakably, "I only reach out when I need you." Whether spoken directly or implied through their repeated crises that always seem to require your immediate intervention. For the drainer, your roadmap is clear. Reply once with resources, not rescue. Then, step back for 72 hours and do not initiate any contact. The expected outcome is telling. If they truly love you, they will adapt. If they primarily love access to your energy and support, they will inevitably vanish. For the doubter, their confirming phrase is, "I'm just worried you're moving too fast," always delivered precisely when you are finally gaining momentum or taking a bold step forward. When confronted with this, your roadmap is to thank them. Reaffirm your decision with quiet conviction, and then share no further details about your progress until after its successful execution. The expected outcome is that those who genuinely respect your pace will cheer your results, while others will quietly wait for a failure that will never come. The pretender's tale is the deceptive, "I've been meaning to help," uttered while consistently missing every date, every deadline, every moment that truly mattered. Your roadmap here is to convert their empty talk into clear terms, establish a deadline, define a deliverable, and understand the consequence of inaction. Watch their patterns, not their promises. The expected outcome? Repeated no-shows will confirm their removal from your inner circle, while consistent, tangible action would, over time, earn calibrated trust. For the controller, the classic line is, "After all I've done for you," a phrase wielded to collect debts that were never explicitly agreed upon. Your roadmap involves naming the boundary once, calmly and firmly. Then, decline the very next offer that feels like a leash, refusing to accept guilt as a currency for control. The expected outcome is that genuine love remains even when leverage leaves, otherwise their silence becomes your protection. Finally, the shadow's confirming declaration, the one that keeps you small, is, "I just want you safe," strategically delivered precisely when courage is most required for your growth and expansion. Your roadmap for the shadow is to honor their expressed care, but then choose expansion anyway. Withhold your next move until it is already set in motion, a done deal. The expected outcome? Those with pure motives will stay close without attempting to steer your path. Others will simply fade when they realize they can no longer drive your decisions. An emotional apex arrives. The overwhelming urge to explain, to justify, will rise within you. Release it like a breath. People who require long essays of explanation are simply not aligned for this chapter of your life. Vengeance is released. You do not name them publicly. Instead, you name your new standards privately and live them loudly. Redemption is fulfilled. The story becomes less about who left and more about the magnificent person you are becoming. For family tenderness, you can love them, but remember that your calling outranks comfort. Proximity becomes earned, not automatic. The promise of true love is near. The partner who honors boundaries will recognize your clarity as safety, not a threat. Work elevation is also near. New mentors will appear when you stop auditioning for old gatekeepers. Health restoration is imminent. Your sleep will deepen, and your nervous system will stop bracing for the next demand. To ensure ongoing guidance and sustain the boundary you've just set, subscribe and turn on notifications. The next 72 hours are a soft landing. Resist backtracking during this crucial grace period. Expect fewer messages at odd hours, plans that fall through without your needing to fix them, and a sudden, unfamiliar peace. You will second-guess yourself tonight. That is mere withdrawal, not wisdom. Ride it out. You will feel lighter, then briefly lonely. That is simply space making room for alignment. Embrace the strategic mantra. Clarity over chaos, calling over comfort, covenant over convenience. Stepping back now prevents another year of smallness disguised as loyalty. Angels encamp around your decisions. What you release will not chase you if you stop signaling availability. For the next day, mute threads that steal your focus, batch your replies, and schedule time with people who genuinely pour back into you. For the next week, commit to one courageous conversation, one boundary in writing, and 1 hour dedicated to designing your next step. For the next month, replace the 5 with 5. Seek out new mentors, peers, and safe friends who multiply your peace. Engage in forgiveness practice. Bless them by name in private. Refuse to rehearse their wrongs. Famine ends when bitterness ends. Embrace the replacement principle. Every exit makes room. Ask God daily for aligned introductions and prepared rooms. To anchor this covenant, like, comment, Amen, subscribe, and share. Your engagement is your outward yes to an inward decision. Join the circle for weekly prophetic clarity, boundary scripts, and guided reflections that keep you steady. The secret you were waiting for has been delivered. The signs are already in motion. Nothing real is lost. Only the counterfeit dissolves under the light. If you feel the tremble, take the step while trembling. Movement heals fear. Measure every connection by the fruit it produces in your body: peace, creativity, and rest. The right people amplify your voice, not your anxiety. Imagine a table where you do not shrink. Your name is on a seat there. Within 24 hours, you will witness one small mercy. Within 72, one door will open or one distraction will close. Write 3 names of people who bring calm, then invest your presence there. May your yes be strong, your no be sacred, your pace be protected. You are building a life that teaches love without control to those who watch you. 5 confirmations, 5 exits, 1 aligned future. Protection has arrived as separation. Commit in the comments, share this with someone you love, and subscribe for the next steps. As you engage, you agree with heaven's order. What is not for you will fade, and what is for you will find you.